Continuity 101, start to finish. It's going to be a fairly long video series. I spent more than 10 years with this being my main focus, the main thing that I do. I started teaching first aid and then did some work in emergency management and things years prior to this, but this has been my main specialization. So we're here in our fun little makeshift studio. We've got our fantastic light board over here that'll be coming in and out frequently when we need to show graphs and fun things to explain. But this is the main thing that I've been focusing on. So continuity, what is it? Why is there this book? What are we focusing on? Continuity is sometimes called business continuity. It's sometimes called continuity of operations. It's sometimes called a whole bunch of different things. The idea with this is when there is an interruption, when there's something that happens that stops normal stuff from going on, you have something in place to get that, whatever the operation is, to continue happening. So for example, many governments will have a continuity of government plan. So the president will have a vice president. If the president is ever incapacitated for whatever reason, the vice president ensures the continuation, the continuity of government. If you run an ice cream store and there is a internet outage and you aren't able to process transactions, suddenly your business has been disrupted by having the ability to still accept cash, to credit card imprinting, to have an alternate system in place so that you can still receive money. You're allowing the continuity of operations, the continuing of business. This is the idea here. Now, business continuity has been done many, many different ways. It's kind of been standardized, but not really. There are existing standards that have tried to become established. There's ISO 22501, I believe, Z1600 and CSA Z1600, NFPA Z1600. There's the DRI stuff. There's a bunch of different organizations that have tried to kind of create standards for this, but this isn't like established profession like the trades, like being an electrician. There aren't established standards that are agreed across the board for this. This stuff is very, very flexible by nature. It's really hard to make an established standard that works for everybody because water flows similarly. Electrical wiring is electrical wiring. There's difference in specifics with it, but some of the things that a coaching practice, that a business that tries to organize children's soccer tournaments, and the ice cream store, the retail ice cream store, the large brewery that creates alcohol and spirits for international sales, the bank. They're going to have very different types of problems and very different types of solutions. And there will be things that are similar, but it's tricky to make a standard. An example of this would be one thing that you'll commonly see in business continuity standards is the necessity of a steering committee. Look, if you're a ma and pa business, you don't have a steering committee. You've got ma and you got pa. Okay, so it ain't practical. Anyways, the point of this was I wanted to take the knowledge that I've gained through working with well over 20 industries, and I think I have an updated list somewhere. We should be able to put it up, a list of a bunch of the different industries I've worked with at all sorts of different scales. And I've tried to put that information together into a package that a layperson that has no idea what they're doing can take this and then do continuity. You don't have to hire somebody for well over $100,000 a year usually. To do this, you can get a book, you can listen to some videos, and you can get something in place. One problem I've identified really early on with business continuity and with risk management and some of the other stuff I'm going to be talking about is the layperson and the average family and a lot of the small business people are basically priced out of preparedness. You just don't have access to this stuff. It's too expensive. You can't afford it, and it never sat right with me doing the studying that I was doing that people couldn't. They were priced out of things that helped them not die. Like so, it's like well, and that I mean that somewhat literally and somewhat not. Like life saving skills, survival skills, learning how to prepare for a hurricane, stuff like that. I feel like a lot of this stuff should be more available to the average person. But the reality is some of this stuff gets complicated, it's expensive. There's a reason why, there's a lot of expertise in this area. It's tough to do that. It's tough. So this was me trying to do my little effort here of trying to add to what would hopefully become public knowledge. So I've tried to simplify it quite a bit, try to find common things that anybody could do. And the subject of what we're going to be talking about and this book and etc. is going to be stuff that look your average family can use this and they can get something pretty serious off the ground. If someone really learns this stuff and applies it, I am fairly confident in making the rough claim that you'll probably be significantly farther ahead than 90% of all businesses on the planet. It is the lack of preparedness in organizations across the world is terrifying. It's very, very bad. And you can get a lot done without a lot of resources. You can do a lot with very little. So, on that note, I'm going to be going over some of the kind of what we're talking about. I'm going to go through the order of stuff, similar to how the way this book lays it out. If you want to buy the book, we're going to have links to it so you can. If you don't want to buy the book, fair enough. If you're listening to this going along with the book, this is going to be like additional, it'll be chronologically the same idea. If not, fair enough, I get it. As of this recording, this book was priced out at 100 Canadian, which is substantially lower than what you would normally be paying for something like this. But you know what? Some people don't have $100. Fair enough. We put the PDF out for, I think if you have a Kindle plan, it's free. But whatever. Either way, the videos are free. So we have that. So yeah, I'm going to go through it and I'm going to basically I'm going to use this as a cue card reminder to make sure that I stick to the order that the book is in because it's kind of just all in my brain. There's that old saying, someone's an expert when they've forgotten more about their subject of expertise than most people will ever know. I feel that that's a pretty arrogant saying, but there's a lot in there and I've been doing this for a while. So anyways,